So let's talk about how you can find your clients on Facebook using paid Facebook ads. So we all get the value of Facebook. There are billions of active users on Facebook all the time. And the question is, like, how do we find them so that we can fill our programs, our courses, our coaching programs? We're going to talk about 4 things that you really need to do differently to be able to run successful Facebook ads. And it's really the flip of 4 mistakes that I see happening over and over when running Facebook ads. We run a lot of ads. We have run over $1 million in Facebook ads, both in our own business and also for our clients. We have tested a lot of different strategies. And what I'm going to share with you are really basic, fundamental things that can make a really big difference in the results that you get with your ads. So let's talk about it. The first thing is that, when you look at your ads, it's really important to think about every ad is speaking to an audience. So the number one thing is to talk differently to different audiences. And what I mean by that is that the flip of that is that I see a lot of folks when they run Facebook ads is that they're talking to everybody on Facebook at the same time. They set up an ad, they run the ad, and they run it to everybody on Facebook who's between 18 and 65, men, women, everybody. And the reality is that your audience is a subset of that. So number one, you got to get more specific with your audience. And 2, think about talking differently to different audiences. If you work with men and women, then talk to men and women differently. Have one ad that speaks to men, one that speaks to women. If you work with, say, HR managers in organizations, and you also work with frontline managers in organizations, you can run ads that speak to them differently. Get specific about the audience and you're gonna get attention, and that's really the key. So first thing is to talk differently to different audiences. The second is to focus on what we call cost per conversion. So first of all, a conversion means that you've achieved your goal of your Facebook ad. And for most of us, the conversion means that that person is moving closer into becoming a client. So your conversion might be, I want them to sign up for my webinar. Or your conversion might be ultimately that I want them to sign up for my coaching program. The conversion is the end goal. And I had an expert that was sharing with me that she had talked to somebody who runs Facebook ads as a service, and this individual said to her, look, I can get people to see your ad for 10 cents per conversion. And in reality, that's not really the conversion. That's an impression. It means people might see the ad, or it might be a video view that you can absolutely get for 10 cents, 5 cents a view. But the ultimate goal is, what is it going to take for me to get that person to move into what I'm doing? And the conversion is your end thing that you really want to focus on. Everything is about, what does it cost for me to get that conversion? And you should know that number, even if you're running ads for video views, for example. You have a video that you want to put out and you're just saying, hey, I want a lot of people to see this video. The reason you want them to see the video is because ultimately you're going to move them into an experience with you. Which brings us to this third thing that is really a powerful shift. To really do Facebook ads well, you have to think long term, meaning you can put out a great video, a free video. People can watch that video. You can boost that post. You can run ads to that post, which I recommend. And every time somebody watches that post, that video, they're going to be a video view. You can then retarget that audience that watched your video for free, come back with an ad and retarget them and say, hey, I'm hosting a webinar. Do you want to come to this webinar? That's a retargeting ad. What it requires, though, is thinking a little bit more long-term in the experience that your clients move through with you. So you're sharing free content, and they watch that free content, they consume that free content, you capture that audience, and then you show them the next invitation with a retargeting ad. So it's a 2-step move, but you're getting more specific. And there's a couple things here that I want to point out about this particular strategy. Thinking long-term means that when you're putting out free content, you're also tracking who's consuming that content so that you can invite them into something deeper with you. That's really important. The other thing is that you're putting out free content so that you can build credibility with your audience and have them see you as the credible expert and guide that you are, so that when they see that invitation to come do something with you, they're more likely to recognize you and be ready to take action. So think long-term is that third piece. The fourth piece is kind of a move that can help you figure out what kind of content's really going to work for your audience, which is to focus on engagement. And what I mean by that is that when you're posting on your Facebook business page, let's say, and you have people who are liking the post, they're commenting, maybe they're sharing, that is really powerful because they're giving you attention around something that you put out as content, and noticing where they give you attention, where they take time to comment, engage, share, is a great indicator of the topics they're interested in. So your free social media posting you're doing on your page is an indication of the type of topics, the type of images, the type of copy that appeals to your audience that you can use in your paid traffic. So what I'd like you to think about is focusing on noticing where you're getting the engagement, where you're getting the shares, the comments, the views, because that's telling you how you can focus your paid advertisement to get better results. And this is great even if you aren't yet at a place where you have a following on your page and you don't have a lot of people commenting or liking yet. You can look into other spaces where your people are hanging out online. Are they on online groups? Are they following other pages? Maybe even if you're competitors. Going on that page and noticing what people are commenting, sharing, responding to is going to give you a great idea of what you need to focus on to create engagement. So 4 key things that I'd like you to think about differently when it comes to running Facebook ads, because when you think differently about your audience and you choose the right image, the right copy for that audience, it's going to stand out. When you're focused on your end goal and you measure against that end goal, you can know what's effective and what's not effective, which is really important. When you think long term, you can put out content, track that content, and know if it's moving people down that experience journey with you. And when you focus on engagement, you can get those clues along the way around what's going to work when you're ready to test that next Facebook ad. So I'd love to hear what your questions are about this. It's a really big topic, but this is some really common mistakes that can easily be flipped into an approach that's going to work for you. So share your comments. I'd love to hear what you're doing with Facebook, what questions are showing up for you, what's working for you, and we can continue the conversation.